Hey, we're back, everybody. Coon Prairie Ramblers.
Welcome back.
At the coffee shop. Last chapter, that is. We got KC and the Moonshine Gang, Luke the Rebel Without a Clue, and me, the beautiful Mel Man.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. Or special. But
for special,
I guess somebody thinks so.
That's why we're on the radio. That's why we're so good looking.
Yeah, they say we do have the faces made for radio.
Yeah. Let's talk about names. Not our own names, but our children's name. We all have children.
Oh, you mean like Dummy or
well, we'll get to those later.
Oh.
But why did you name your children what you did? Is there a story behind it, or?
Oh yeah.
Well,
You or your wife?
Do you mind if I start?
Lay it on us, brother.
Okay, when I was in high school.
When he was in the high school?
I was a cowboy.
And
he was a cowboy.
For some reason, I loved the name of Justin Boots, the Justin.
Justin Boots.
And I had it in my mind that one day I would have a son.
Named Boots?
I would name him Justin.
Oh, Justin.
Middle name is Boots.
And I could see him in my mind. I knew what he looked like. I knew he was going to have red hair.
What?
I knew
you were psycho. I mean, psychic back then.
I've always been psycho. But it seemed to help me from going insane.
That's right.
But anyhow, so eventually I did get married, had a son, and I mean, there was no question. I told my wife, Kathy, I said, we're going to name him Justin.
No option.
And I liked my mother's maiden name was Martin.
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 Okay.
And I liked the rhyme of the name Justin Martin Carlton. I thought it just flowed. So I said I'd like to name him Justin Martin Carlton.
JMC.
There was no if, ands,
your
or
wife
buts
didn't
about
question
it.
that.
No, she said, that's good. Yeah, let's do that. So she went along with me, and we named our son Justin Martin Carlton. The second son come along, and I kind of wanted to name him after Bob Dylan, because I like Bob Dylan. I like to hear him sing.
Bob Dylan.
I thought I'm going to tell you, he is a poet. I mean, he is a good writer.
He's an acquired taste, but yes.
Yeah, he is. I mean, some of my favorite songs have always been Bob Dylan, and I kind of wanted to name him Dylan.
Yeah.
And I also like the name
Dalton Dylan. That's kind of
But I also like the name Dalton because at that time, Dalton was not a very common name. As a matter of fact, I don't think at that time anybody was named Dalton.
Huh.
And so we finally agreed on Dalton, and we named him Dalton. And then after that, there was a movie came out called Roadhouse, starring Patrick Swayze.
Was that his character?
And his character in there, he was Dalton. And since that movie's come out, there has been a whole host of kids named Dalton. And it kind of aggravated my son a little bit because people would ask him, say, oh, you were named after the movie Roadhouse. He said, no. Roadhouse came out in 1987. I was born in 1983.
They got the name from him.
So, yeah.
They stole his
They
name.
stole Dalton's name. But, I mean, I don't hardly know of anybody named Dalton before that.
Yeah,
Well,
there's not many Daltons out there.
Well, there is now. A lot of them.
Well, you didn't do Dylan. You were going to, but
Yeah, I did. I kind of wanted Dylan, but he lost out.
So you went with what name and from where?
Dalton.
Dalton. No, the second.
Adam. Adam because I just thought it was a nice, strong, biblical name.
Like Adam Cartwright.
Yeah, so and I thought that had a flow to it, Dalton.
Should have named him Hoss.
Dalton.
That's a strong name.
I like names that have a little flow to them. You know, some names are just
The train wrecks.
Yeah, they are. Like tongue twisters almost.
Exactly.
I like to kind of get a little flow to it.
Got a little
The only bad thing
rhythm
about Dalton Carlton is
they both end
they
with
both
O-N.
sound like
Last
surname.
names. Yeah.
And so you end up, are you Carlton Dalton or Dalton Carlton?
That's right. Interchangeable.
Huh.
But your other sons.
Well, my other son is stepson, so he was already named before I got the picture.
Okay.
So anyhow, how about you, Luke?
How about me? Well, my oldest daughter, Sherry, is named after my wife. And my wife's name Cheryl with an S, and so Cheryl got named
That's a funny name, Cheryl with an S.
Cheryl with an S. So, but they call her Sherry. But I don't know where we got the name Lynn at for a middle name, Cheryl Lynn. But then Kimberly came along 4 years later, and we named Kimberly. We had a preacher at Nocatee at the time who had just had his wife just had a baby, Terry and Jeannie Lowe. They named their baby Kimberly. So Sherry loved the little baby or whatever. She just insisted that that baby be named after the preacher's daughter, Kimberly. That's where we went. And my wife always liked the name Cherie, so she named Kimberly Share. Kimberly Cherie. She liked the flow of that. So I really didn't get to name anybody. I had suggested before Kim was born.
It's not too late.
I can call her whatever. Yeah, too late for me to have more kids probably, but I wanted to name Kim before she was born Ariba Andale. And I was going to call her Reba for short.
Yeah.
Ariba Andale Wilson. But that's true. I asked my wife. She says I did want that, but she nixed that.
Wait a minute. Up and fast. Up fast.
That's right. Up and fast.
Wow.
What about you, Mr. Mill?
Well, which kid you want? I got
all of them.
From which wife?
Yeah, well, okay, I got 3.
Even the tie babies.
Oh, they ain't got their names as far as I know. I got 3 biological daughters from 3 different wives, and I got 3 adopted kids from a former wife and a current wife.
But you didn't name those.
No, I didn't know them. So I'll go with the one named Audra.
Yep.
Now you
Big
know
Valley.
You know
well,
it.
you had a crush on Linda Evans. Is that what it was?
How many people did?
Yeah. But when you transfer that to your daughter, that's a little creepy.
Yeah.
What's the middle name?
Audra
Barkley.
Audra Elizabeth. Audra Elizabeth. Oh, because Elizabeth is my favorite female name.
Oh, Elizabeth.
And my one adopted daughter happens to be Sarah Elizabeth. So, but Carrie, my current wife, we're at 7 minutes, 15 seconds.
Oh, you made.
So, well, I would tell you one name I would name a kid, Arturo.
Why?
Arturo.
Fuente.
What does it mean?
I don't know.
Well, why would you
Arthur
name that?
means Arthur. But Arturo,
What if it's a boy?
No, if my favorite boy name would be Dave. If I had a boy, well, I do have a boy, but I would name him David.
David.
I like that's my favorite boy name, David.
After David Goliath?
And my second one, well, it don't have to.
Well, let's go to ones we did have.
And Paul. Okay, Paul would be the other one. Okay, now I have a Hannah. Now Hannah, this is symbolic because my current wife. This is the last.
The latest
wife,
flame.
This is the last child I'm going to have because I'm married to an old geezer, and we ain't going to have no more kids. And she was afraid she wasn't going to be able to have any more kids because she wasn't married until we got married.
He was pressuring her to have
well, I had a vasectomy.
What?
TMI?
You heard it here first. Before or after?
Before we were married.
Wait a minute.
And that was one of the questions she asked me before we got married.
Yeah.
She says, I was wondering,
You had a checklist.
You haven't been fixed, have you?
You had the big snip.
And I said, well, yeah.
Well, you knew.
He got spayed.
And she says, well, I was kind of hoping to have another baby. I said, well, there's such a thing as a reversal. So she went and got a job, and she worked that job for 4 years.
So you could be
and
reversed.
She saved up her money so I could get reversed.
That's just nuts.
Yeah.
Because that's somewhat like a sex change.
Yeah, I bet when Mel had a sex change.
Well, no.
Anyway,
Anyway,
you went from neuter to.
so that's why she didn't think she was going to have a baby or have a chance to have a baby. So she.
You ever heard of the Bible?
The Bible. Mm-hmm. You bet.
Okay.
And that's why That's,
You ever hear of Sarah?
Sarah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Sarah didn't have Hannah.
I know.
Who was it? Elkanah had. What was that lady's hat? That was her dad.
Somebody else had Hannah.
Anyway. Yeah, we're 9.5 minutes. We got to keep track of this.
Well, shoot, we're going to get on out of here.
All right. Anyway, that's how we ended up with Hannah.
All right.
Well, that's not the way you ended up with her.
Well,
That's the way you ended up with the name.
We kind of knew how you wound up with her.
hey, we're out of time here.
Speaking of winding up, we're winding up this segment. We'll be back in the short with segment 3.